All right. Here we go. Let's do this. Hello, hello. How are you? I don't hear you. Your microphone's muted.
There we go. That should do it.
Now I hear you.
Right on.
How are you?
Good. We can operate the technology, man.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Tell me what's been going on.
Oh my goodness. It's been an amazing year, man. It's been an absolutely amazing year.
Yay. That's good.
Yeah. I mean, financially, I've been able to allocate 1.7 million of capital in the last, kind of 15 months.
Awesome.
Which is obviously a life-changing amount, right? Like,
yeah,
unless you have a whole lot of money, and I don't have that much money yet. I can aspire, but like for me, that's the most I've ever had to, to do with. And so, part of that went into this live PA worship thing that I feel called to do, and
cool.
it took a lot to get that done. I mean, I bought a whole stage, a portable stage and giant PA system. And like, even with like all the money sitting in the bank, it was a year of, trying to get through all the supply chain stuff of just like the availability of things and parts and getting it in and all that. And so I've been able to do 2 concerts so far here in the county, like kind of whole cities, like where multiple churches gather, which is the whole vision for the thing. So so that's been going on. And, my pastor asked me, I don't know, probably about 2 months ago, hey, we want to do some things about abundance. And God said, why are you going to teach it when you've got a guy who that's what's on his life? And so my pastor called me and said, hey, would you do a series?
Yeah.
For everybody on this. And I said, well, of course I would, like, no problem. So I dusted off the material and I taught it. And at the end of it, after the very first or second one, I felt something shift inside. It was like, oh, I can do this. Like, I don't know what it was, but it felt like, oh, now's the time to actually do this. And
well,
so
you gathered data from doing it and realized that it was safe to do and that how it goes.
Yeah, I think so. And it was well received. And my pastor, at one point said, I actually want to know how to apply this for myself. Like, can we meet for lunch? Okay, so we meet for lunch. And I realized as soon as he asked me, like, oh, I can't possibly help him unless I know his identity pretty strongly, as a way to guide him to something that's the right answer for him. And all of a sudden, this identity course that I just recorded spilled out. I knew exactly what to say. I just wrote an outline and, did this, it's edited down. It's roughly just right around an hour. I've probably got about another 20 minutes from a teaching I just did that could be added to it. But, I did it on green screen the way that I do here in the studio, and it looks really nice and it's pro and all of that. And somewhere in there, it was almost like it unleashed something of like, oh, I totally can do this. Not that I couldn't totally do it before, because I could totally do it before, right? Like I've made hundreds.
Once you were doing the work, something clicked.
Yeah, what you're going to be super surprised about, right?
That's what everybody says to me. Is once they actually do it, it clicks and it's amazing. And
yeah, I mean, because recording and editing the videos was not a thing. Like I've done that so many times, it's easy. And I got it all into Thinkific.
I wish there was a word for that moment that happens when we come outside of doing something, because I don't feel like there's a word in the English language that actually describes that.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing where the Germans would have a word and it would be like umper, fafer, fnischer, schloss, and it'd be like 5 words put together, like how they string words together.
Yeah.
Like we have a word for that. And I was like, no, you just strung a bunch of words together.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what, like, what you've experienced. I hear from so many people that they experience, but they will never experience just by knowing the knowledge or learning it until they do it. It's experiential knowledge and understanding and wisdom is what it is.
It's a thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It is a thing. So I think at this point, I have this this bit on identity that I did literally just because I could. Like it was just like, I know what to do. It's part of it. And I thought, if nothing else, it can be free. Like it doesn't like it can be something that's
I wouldn't make it be free.
Good. Because it felt to me like I've got this identity piece.
It's too deep for free.
I've also got I've got the other material that I have, I can divide into 2 courses. One I can do on just kind of the biblical principles of finance, on provision, on seed and bread, and on abundance. And so that could be a course. And then I have this journey to abundance material that basically is 9 lessons that could be that. And so it felt to me like that could be this, and I've got this ebook that I can do something with somewhere. And it felt like between all that, there's enough to make a funnel. There's enough to make a credible website. Like it's enough for it to feel like a thing.
And nowadays you don't even need a credible website. We use what's called like a funnel hub. Okay. Russell Brunson came up with that word. Basically, that's how I've been building websites for a while. It's like you have a page with you and your face and who you are, but it just links to your funnels.
Right.
And that's your, it's not like a brochure. Like there's a contact form and then your funnels on that. And that's the whole website. And then maybe like terms of service, privacy policy stuff. What I think is those courses that you have, those become your flagship program that you start selling for $997. Okay. And what you can include with that is anywhere from 6 to 8 to 12 weeks of coaching support.
Okay.
And so the course they have to study through on their own. And then you just plan to meet with the group during that time for 6, 8 to 12 weeks. And then you basically make a list of who enrolled and you move them out of it after that certain period of time. Or they can keep paying you monthly to stay in there to keep paying you. So you have a continuity model on the back end of it that people can upgrade to, maybe like 47 or 97 a month to stay in the deal.
Okay.
See, so this gives them like the first 2 to 3 months for $1,000. That'll really get them going. They'll get the course, and then as they go through the courses, you'll guide them with support and Q&A during that time, and you sell that for $997.
Okay, so basically, I set aside some time that's the coaching time for group coaching. That's what I'm assuming you're saying, right? It's group coaching model.
Yeah, and you could even do it every other week if you want to do it that way, like twice a month for 2 months or 3 months. So you say there's 3 months of coaching. What does this include? You meet with Nathaneal every other week on a Thursday. You pick a day where you have open and
right. And that way, like new people that come in somewhere in the middle, they're just hopping into the same session.
Exactly.
And some people are aging out. Okay, got it.
Yep. And I saw Amy Porterfield did this recently, and I thought it was really genius. So, because I have my group coaching program, you get all of my courses and all of that, and it's kind of like the kitchen sink. That's why I'm charging $2,000 for it for new people into it, which is really cool. And we're getting a ton of people joining. We had like 40 people join last month, and we should have maybe 25 or 30 this month join, which is awesome. So super cool. But what Amy Porterfield has is it's a course. All you get is a course, and then all that she shows up for is these support trainings. And so we actually tested this with my client Joshua Giles. He's doing the same thing. They're getting 8 weeks with him.
Okay.
And then a course and bonus courses and stuff like that. So it's like this stack of bonus courses. We tested it with Rick Pino, Music Launch Masters program. It was this, and then that. And so the idea is it's a self-study thing, but it's still really an introduction to where you want to take people to. And the idea is after they come out of this, you're going to sell them on something that's $10,000 up here.
Okay.
10 or even 12,000, and you finance it at $1,000 a month for them. So it's like a year-long program, and it's essentially it's $1,000 a month for 12 months, and they got to make that 12-month commitment to be in there. And you promote this to people basically at the end of the period, right? This, and it becomes a cycle. So you're running virtual events. What we're doing right now is we're doing one-day webinars that then lead people to a 3 or 5 day event. And with Rick, we're actually pre-recording all these right now.
Okay.
And my client Joshua is pre-recording them. I'm doing them live still for mine. But it's becoming quite a drain. And so I'm probably going to end up doing pre-recorded here after maybe my next 1 or 2. The advantage of doing a live webinar or a live 3 or 5 day event is you get the feedback from people, so you can tweak your messaging on the fly, and you really get to learn a lot through that. Once you find you're literally saying the same thing on each one.
This makes sense to me.
Then you can run those recordings. And so the idea is you just run ads to this one-day event right here. And then those people get pushed over to your 3 to 5 day event.
Okay.
And one thing that we are finding is we're having like a VIP for this. They have to pay $47 in this event, and they get Q&A after each of the sessions.
Yeah,
So
Graziosi did that.
Yep. The model works really well. The reason why everybody is really doing this model, and really Dean and Tony with their stuff that they're doing, is the same model as what we're doing with Rick, with my stuff, with Joshua, with the only reason we're not with my mom, my mom is going straight 1 day webinar to a $2,000 program. So she's a little bit.
She's also been doing this for a hot minute, right?
Been doing it for a very long time.
Yeah.
So she is a master at taking people for 1 hour and persuading them to spend $1,000.
Yeah. In other words, because she has game, this is what she's doing.
Yeah. But this model works really well at building trust with people, to then you sell them after this on whatever this level is. And maybe you even make this course be $2,000, and they could pay you over the course of 6 months for it, or they could pay you over the course of 3 months. You split the payments up like that. You do a payment plan and you do it that way. But yeah, this is what's working. You do like the webinar that goes to the event, that goes to the course with the support. And then you have the higher level $10,000 to $12,000 coaching up top there. This cycle is what Rick just had a $1 million month with his worship coaching. $1 million in new business sales came in a 30-day period.
That's this fabulous.
So that's why I think you could do this.
Yeah, because I mean, like, you think about it as I mean, it's just the thing that's so great about the Rick story is that it's such a niche.
Yeah.
Not just worship leaders, it's worship leaders who think they want to write a song, which is probably most of them, but even though most of them don't write, but yeah, it's still a
now
niche.
He's changed it a little bit. It's people that have written songs and they're not.
Yes, I saw that. I saw the change in language,
because all the people who paid this had that problem.
Yes.
So we're just like, okay, we're just going to find as many of people that have that problem, and they'll just be a straight shot to the the 10K. So that's what you'll identify okay, once you go through this, you're going to get a lot of feedback from the coaching days. Okay, you're going to get a lot of feedback from doing these events and these webinars from people. And what we've started doing is we've added a mechanism now. When they register for a 1 day event, when they join the Facebook group, there's a survey and it asks them what they want to learn and what their biggest struggle is that they're dealing with related to the topic of the training. And so we have an app that grabs onto all of that. It's called Group Convert, and it puts it into a spreadsheet. So now you have the exact language of your target customer that they need, that are the perfect hook to use to create these offers that will get you the lowest cost with advertising. And what's funny is that's what I'm doing for my 5-day event, is I'm literally walking people through how to build this out for their business from scratch.
Okay.
And we're using Jasper AI to write all the copy.
Mm-hmm.
We're using the model, the same templates for pretty much all the same ones as far as the landing page and the thank you page and all that. The part that determines the profit margin is that language angle. Like I said, when we went from Christian songwriters to worship songwriters to people who maybe want to write a song to people who already have songs, the advertising cost came down and the conversion sales rate went up.
Okay.
And so the economics of it is, it's like, okay, we're not going to spend 5 times as much to convert somebody that's not going to go all the way to the top level, when we can actually just find the exact and so that's why I say, like, your overall niche is abundance and identity is that surface content. I think you got that dialed in well, what you're going to actually teach people. It's what's the hook that's going to draw in tens of thousands of people to that. That's what we'll want to test out. And we can start with an initial, okay, this is a good place to start, at least initially, to launch something, but you're going to gain a lot of feedback just by running a live event. And so the steps of running a live event is you pick a date on your calendar, you make a graphic, you make a page where people sign up with their name and email address, and then you show up on that day and talk to people. It's about it. That's all you do. And you just do it over Zoom. And so there's not a lot of like nuance to that. But going through that process, creating your offer, your live event. And I know that you're in here with me and we're doing these one-on-one sessions. I have a lot of recordings in the members area on my website.
Okay.
And so I gave you access to
yes,
all of those. There's a new one called Virtual Event Playbook.
Okay.
Which kind of summarizes all of this so that it's like, you don't have to waste time. And it looked like I think you had gone through irresistible offers that sell quite a bit, hadn't you?
I've been at least in part of it.
Which is enough. That's enough for you to at least go through part of it. So virtual.
Yeah, I mean, I actually find it very helpful that you have kind of the written summaries, like you put your notes in there.
Yeah.
Because some of it, like, it's faster for me to just read the notes.
Yeah. So yeah, there's written summaries in here too. And I have Jasper write all these summaries up. I have it take the video and then I just basically write it like a blog post based off of what I talked about.
Yeah, because some of those are just like they're just it gets the essence of it super fast.
Yeah, so this is where I'm breaking down. Can you see my screen?
I can, yes, your full
yeah,
screen.
So Virtual Event Playbook is the course where I break down like,
okay,
how do you make your virtual event, what to call it, how to write the copy for it, how to come up with the offer, launch it, and then what do you say on each day of your event? This is what I'm really breaking down, is like, what is the actual sales pitch during the days of it, is right here. And truthfully, I'll say this, with Rick, with myself, with Joshua, we've been successfully running virtual events. We've watched other people's virtual events to gain the nuance of what they do on each day. And so that's why that's why in here is the vault of all the different virtual events that I've done. Because you can see like what I do on each day and how the nuance of that leads to the next level and that. So
yeah, it was fascinating being on Graziosi and
yeah, you went through that one, so that's good.
Yeah. I did. And like, I was aware, I was like, oh my goodness, this is a freaking masterclass. Like, these guys are so ridiculously polished at this. And I thought, like, like, I don't have time to like pause this and write down everything I'm thinking about all the
Yeah.
steps, but it's like screw what they're saying. Like you could ignore what they're saying and just step back and say, what are they
Yeah.
doing? Like
Yeah.
the class is just what they're doing. Like
Yep.
yes, they're saying good, important, like success things and all that, but it was like, man, their actual funnels and follow through and the way they're doing things is like, yeah, you guys been doing this for a
Yep.
minute or two.
Yep. So of this process, where do you need help? Where are you, I guess stuck might not be the word, but like, what can I help you with?
Yeah,
right
where
now?
have I not done? Filling out the courses in the middle, I need no help on. Like I can do that. I have all the video and like production and everything else.
Yeah.
Like I can do that.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll have any trouble using Canva to make graphics. I suspect that it's probably like getting the right kind of copy offer, stuff to do these virtual events. I don't think I have a clear picture at this point what I would do in the virtual events versus what I'm doing in the courses, only because I haven't thought about it literally.
Okay.
I haven't thought about it at all.
Great idea right here. You could essentially teach a summarized version of the beginnings of each of these courses in the virtual event.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
So that's a big part of it because really I always tell people you want to actually give away your best content and you actually want to put that into the free stuff enough to get somebody started to where they see they need your support to go further.
Yes.
And so with that's why I don't hold back on an event like this, but I can't even cover all of it in one event. And plus people got to apply it. They got to come back, gain feedback, stuff like that. So for like, what do you teach on this? It would just be a summarized version of, what is the problem that they're having that you teach them on, that you're going to mentor them on, and what's the solution that you're leading them to, the desire that they have. What is the secret desire that they have inside of them as well? And so that's why we use Jasper to come up with that.
Okay.
And we can, I'll show you, it's the recipe that I came up with. That's really the key, is the perfect offer copy for coaches and course creators. Because you fill in these questions right here. Who is your customer? So like, what type of what do you know about them? Who are the people that are wanting to learn from you? Are they, I guess, Christians who want to what?
Okay, we'll do it now. I mean, Christians who want to, I'm just going to throw words out because become the best version of themselves, find abundance, protect themselves from the changes in the economy, start businesses, new creative endeavors. These are the people. Yeah.
Well, and it's very similar to the copy that Rick's using right here.
Yes, probably so.
This is his webinar right here. How to, where is it? So there's this, yeah. Learn how a simple, fast way to create recession-proof wealth. And so he's actually teaching people though how to build a course and coaching business.
Interesting.
With this is how to actually do that. And so after this, he's selling people. So this is a one-day thing. He's doing this one tomorrow. And then they're being sold to go here for $97 to $127. And this is all about how to create digital products and courses right here. And so that's what he's actually teaching in that. So if you look at what you're going to teach these people, how would you break that down? What is that solution that you offer them to be able to do that? How is that? And get that specific, what are you actually going to lead them to?
Yeah. There's work that I have to do on that.
Okay. Well, what does the training cover?
Well, the training, covers a whole bunch of things about how to find and hold your identity.
Okay.
And from that, then it covers off these scriptural principles of like how to think about money and finance and like the things that you have and what are the assets that you actually have, which may be bigger than you think. And then how to turn that into a journey of discovery where you basically sort out
So it'd be
what
like
that means, given who
more
God's made
spiritual,
you.
like a more of a Christian version of maybe even this book right here.
Yeah, potentially.
Manifesto of removing the obstacles between you and the income of your dreams. Uncover what's
There you
holding you
go.
back from making money. Give your doubts and fears and excuses. So here's that's what I'm saying is there's so many, like, you can borrow from what's out there on the internet right now from other
Okay.
people even. So like those would be a lot of the different problems that they have. Like that would be a desire that they have, would be to get really wealthy, right?
Yes, I think so.
How to get rid of fears, and they have fear and doubt.
For sure.
They have fear and doubt about money.
Probably a lot of
figure out what's holding them back.
possibly they could be still at the unworthiness stage. I won't hope not, but they could be.
Yeah.
They could be at the unworthiness stage that I'm not worth it, or what I do is too niche or too uninteresting, right? I think that's another common one, is they feel like, oh, well,
there you go.
I don't have Amazon as
what
my
would be
idea.
the ultimate best case scenario result of somebody that you mentor? And this might look like result that's in your life or anybody that you've coached before.
I think it's that they end up they end up both deeply connected to themselves as well as to an income stream that flows from that identity.
And is it going to be, it is like a Christian based program, right?
At the moment it is, just because that's the way I received it. I mean, I could obviously take the references out and like, then it's just another course about like how to build businesses and money. And I've thought, is this like something that I started?
You can make money. I'll say this, you can make money faster by going the kingdom finance, kingdom business route.
Yeah.
You'll get more like people buying into it faster that way, because it is more niche, and especially if the language is that way. And then I would maybe pivot outside of that later, probably.
That is kind of the thought that I had so far. I think also that given the changes that are, happening in the macro economy, there's a real usefulness for people in the church to pull their head above the parapet without respect to politics, and just like, it's a good time to make multiple sources of income. It's a good time to have a side hustle. It's a good time to augment your income, whether it replaces it and you want to get like really rich, or you just, want an extra 50 a year. I kind of don't care, but it's a great time for that, I think.
Yep.
And I don't know that many pastors are saying that. I mean, certainly voices like you are saying that, voices like Dean and Tony are saying that, but it's broadly true. Whether we decide to go full silly mode and do World War III, or we just have a good long recession, or, whatever it looks like and whatever anybody thinks about it, it's likely that we're going to have inflationary pressure.
Yep. Here's another client that we did the same, like kingdom, how to find your kingdom business idea. Right here, again, he's teaching them how to create courses right here. My mom's, so we borrowed some of that language, like you just said, with actually, again, here's what's cool, because I'm working with a lot of clients that are doing a very similar thing, is we put this, do you want to take control of your family's financial future without worrying what's going to happen in the next 2 years? You're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, uncertain of what's coming down the pipe in the economy.
Yeah, so this one's focused very much on the financial part. Yes. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so that's some language that you can pull in there. Again, we pulled some of that in here too. And I keep using next 2 years because that's the election cycle.
Right.
Too,
right. That makes sense.
We don't know what's going to happen in the next 2 years. We think, but there's a good chance it might get worse. It's probably going to get worse.
That seems to be the
So
trend.
it's time to set yourself up for success to make as much money as possible. So
Well, and
that,
I think that message resonates particularly well because so many people during the pandemic were caught like, oh, I can't make money from home, or oh, how, like, I mean, I just watched a bunch of people make a ton of money on the internet. Like they were in the water and swimming, and so the rising tide mandated it lift their boat.
Are you feeling uncertain about the future and want to find a way to create financial stability for you and your family in a godly way?
Yeah.
So like that right there could be the hook for the event that you use for you and your family in a godly,
Yeah.
in a godly way. You know, let me show you how in this 1-hour masterclass, how you can create financial stability in an uncertain economy. This is a proven methodology that, well, so you don't have thousands of case studies.
Right.
That will work now, has worked for many years, and will continue to work. Wouldn't it be great to be able to provide for your family and not worry and contribute to charity and causes or ministries that you love without worrying about money?
Yeah. I don't know who it would resonate with, but I know it resonates with me, is also the idea, do you need enough money to do the thing? Like you want to make a dent in the universe, but it's expensive. Like,
Yeah.
how do I have the resources to swing the hammer I feel like I'm supposed to swing?
Yeah.
Because my job can't pay for it.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's, I mean, like you could put fancy Christian words like dominion behind that, but the idea is more along the line of like, if you feel like you're supposed to do a thing, but you don't have resources to do the thing, how do you get the resources to do the thing?
Yeah.
And like for me, doing these courses is part of the answer that I can do this other sound ministry thing that I'm all about. I would like it to have more money.
Yeah.
And I would like it to be assets that are held very strongly so nobody can keep me from doing the thing.
Yeah.
Because if you hold your dominion land strongly, then no one can take it from you. And that difference can continue to be made in the world. But if you don't have adequate resources for it, you might not be able to swing the hammer very long or very hard. Yeah, that.
Yeah. So it's people, A, they see the uncertainty, B, they know they're called for something greater, and they see that this is a one opportunity moment for them to really step into that instead of letting their fear and worry control them. People see that this is a unique opportunity in the economic landscape to take advantage of things instead of being defeated by the economy, to take dominion and territory for the kingdom and to use it and steward it in a godly way.
Cool.
Okay. So that'll reframe things a little bit right here. It's more than just financial stability that we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's a mix of some of that, but that's why we're going to remove that. And then we're going to See what Jasper comes up with. Create lasting wealth. It's still leading with financial stability, which I think is important. I think that that's you want to do something great for God, but don't know how to generate the wealth you need to do it. You know that it takes both resources and financial stability to accomplish what God's calling you to, but you see the writing on the wall of where the economy is headed, and it's not looking like you're going to be able to anytime soon. Boom.
Oh,
That sounds pretty good. So that really speaks to that right there. I think that that talks to who your target customer is. This will teach you how to create financial stability in an uncertain economy. And finally be able to create the wealth and resources needed to step into the ultimate, would you say destiny? Would you say, what word would you use?
Yeah, destiny, calling, like these are all good words. I mean, like it might take a moment to
destiny that you've been pressing into and praying for years.
Oh.
So that's your language right there.
Who's good at this, Jeremiah Krakowski?
I've gotten better at it over the last couple of months.
Well, for sure. I mean, because I don't know, but you spend some significant portion of every week writing copy. I mean, like, because you do this obviously with other people. So you at some point, you're a very well-paid copywriter who just happens to know a bunch of other things.
Yeah. It is my ultimate, I think, skill set is the copywriting.
Is it?
Which like, I never thought it would be. I never thought it would be. I was always good at like building websites and editing video.
Okay, the tech part, the production part.
I was always good at that. Now I don't do that anymore.
No. Well, why? I mean, you can obviously get paid more if you know how to sell, right?
Yeah. So this language is a great place to start.
It is. I had a boss that said, Nathaneal, you can only be best in the world at one thing. What's that thing for you? And I've always found it to be an interesting question. And like when you said, yeah, that's probably the thing that I'm absolute best at. It's like, well, it's super powerful to know that, right?
And you can pull this in here. Wouldn't it be great to provide for your family and contribute to charity causes or ministries that you love without worrying about money? What if you can finally build that vision and legacy that God's been speaking to you about for years? Let me show you how in this masterclass. And then you would go over like your bio and who you are and stuff like that. But that's kind of your offer copy right there is that and I would take, if I was you, I'm going to send this to you, but I would take it, sit on it for like a day or so, and then tweak if any part of it feels a little off. Just tweak it like 5 to 10%, make the words be a little more how you do it.
Yep.
I'm going to email this to you right now, this offer copy. And so what I just did too, Jasper, is basically what I do with Jasper is I go through, I generate what it does, but then I find keywords and I reframe them in a way that I know works really well for writing copy.
Right.
That's why I'm actually creating after I finish the virtual event playbook course, as I'm going to teach a copywriting mastery course. My goal with it is I actually want to hire a few interns or even some people overseas that can learn how to write copy how I do, and I just give them the framework and they write copy, and I could have a copy mill going to help people. But yeah, I think that's a good start for you right there. So now that we got that, what's the next step that you need to figure out?
Let's quickly talk about mechanically what I need to do. I've got a NathanealIversen.com domain. It's my name. That today just has a blog with like, various musings on it. Which is not important, right? Like, but
and if I understand right with you really want the fastest result, even if you have to pay a little more for it, right? You're okay
within reason, right? I mean, like
what I mean by that is like there's certain like ClickFunnels is going to be your fastest way to get stuff off the ground. As far as the platform goes, but it's $97 a month versus $29 a month.
Okay, well, that's not important.
That's what I'm saying. Is like if it, you're not looking to save $30 if you can speed you up. So
no, no. I mean, if I was going to spend $5,000 versus 300, we'd have a conversation.
That's
but
that's what I mean. You might end up spending 1,000 versus 500. So with the different platforms and stuff like that. Logistically, I would use a combination of ClickFunnels and Kajabi. Because Kajabi can do all your email marketing inside of it. And it'll house all your courses, and it does all your customer management, and it does all your subscriptions and all of your payment processing built into it. You connect Stripe to it. I would not recommend using PayPal to take payments from anybody.
Okay.
Because people can come back and complain, and PayPal sides with the consumer. And usually we're just running into too many headaches with PayPal as far as people just taking advantage of using PayPal payments. And so I wouldn't use PayPal. Now, here's the other cool thing. On the top level, I'm going to kind of go bird's eye view for you here. So coachfinancing.com is the resource that we're using with Rick. There and you may, I don't know what kind of connections if you have with bankers. Do you already have banking connections?
No, not necessarily.
Okay. So, and what it essentially, Coach Financing is a go-between between a banking company and they're under.
I have a bank account, but I don't know that if you're meaning like personal relationships with bankers.
Yeah. I'm talking like personal relationship, like the bank would just loan you millions of dollars on demand. So what this is, Coach Financing, is they take their relationships with the bank, and this is what we've used with Rick, and they allow people to finance up to 36 months their coaching for a 12K program.
Wow.
So that's one way to do that. That's how he was able to do the $1 million a month, because 50% of those were all financed through that. And the Coach Financing company pays you up front for the money. So you don't have to wait till they make their payments.
Oh my goodness.
So that's it's kind of a crazy, like when you're offering high-end stuff at the top level, that works really well. So that's a resource right there. Kajabi is again what we're using with Rick and with Joshua. Okay. And they have I think they don't have the deal anymore. They had 3 months for $97 a month, but they're $200 a month. And they allow you they have a landing page builder, but it's not very good. So that's why we usually recommend you use ClickFunnels to create your landing pages. Okay. And ClickFunnels has membership and all that. It's really crappy. So that's why it's like you have the pages that you actually send people to. And what we can do easily is take some of the designs so I have a guy who actually builds all these funnels out for Rick. He builds out all these pages. And I think he charges 30 or 35 bucks an hour to do it. Okay. And so I can connect you with him if you want. And with that, what you get is, he will, because he's designed all these designs, he can just copy them into your account and it'll look exactly like that with all your information in there. Okay. So you can just, all you have to design is the little graphic in Canva and then fill in your copy and launch webinars and stuff just like this within a couple of days. So that's why I was saying, if you have the resources to invest a little bit, working with Steven will be good. He doesn't work under me, but we work with the same clients, and his business is building these landing pages and stuff with people through ClickFunnels.
Okay.
and he
Yeah, this-
understands the whole Kajabi function and all that. So that would be the fastest way to deploy this. Let me know what other questions you have about logistics.
So using the copy, this kind of page is not super far away.
Nope.
Then
You
I'll
change
be
your face there, you put your logo there.
yeah.
It's all here.
And so that's there. I can make some kind of, I can make whatever for the master class. And then we get people to the, like, once this page exists, then it's just time to like run some kind of ads to get people to it. Is that what we do?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
And so,
and because I'm going to do,
and that's why schedule another
master
call with me
class
here
to-
too.
I'm doing a master class to a 3 to 5 day one. Even if I'm not done with all 3 of the courses, it kind of doesn't matter so long as I'm plugging away at them.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's it. You're getting it.
Okay.
You're the fastest learning person I've ever worked with, which is awesome. And
Okay.
you get it. So
Well, the good Lord blessed me with a little bit of intellectual horsepower, so I tend to be
That's
able
good.
to follow along.
most people I have to explain it 20 times before they get it. So
that's not a hard concept for me.
that's good.
I mean, you do also say it an awful lot. Like if somebody misses it the first time, it's not like you don't say this repeatedly over and over and over again.
It's true. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. So I figured out my niche is literally working with helping people get their courses and coaching programs out and making $1 million with this process. Because if I can just help walk you through this process, you're going to make money.
Well, that works for me. I mean, $1 million a year is fantastic. I can find good things to do with it. I did $1 million this last year. Like I can find something to do with $1 million.
You do 10 million though. This process has the potential to reach 10 to 20 million within the first 2 years.
That is heavy money.
And long term, so logistically wise, right? Once you're making that 7 figures and 8 figures over 10 million, you can then really start to implement systems and teams and scale it as high as you want to go. I think Dean Graziosi and Tony Robbins are the example of how high you can go with that, is in the hundreds of millions of dollars range around info publishing. And then that's why they now have their mastermind.com, which is their software platform, because they're teaching everybody this.
And then it's like, do it in my business.
Yeah, but then jump into our software platform instead of Kajabi or ClickFunnels. See,
Yeah.
because I'm teaching you how to do this, and yet you're still having to sign up for Russell Brunson software.
Right.
I'm leaving money on the table with every client by not having my own version of ClickFunnels. But it takes resources to build a ClickFunnels.
Totally.
No.
It's not cheap to build good software.
Yep. So, but I love, and I love Jasper as an affiliate program. ClickFunnels has an affiliate program. I actually don't use the affiliate link for ClickFunnels. I tell people to use Steven's affiliate link. It helps him have a little bit of extra income, which is nice. So,
okay.
Yeah, I don't use, because ClickFunnels is his world. If you're going to do ClickFunnels and work with Steven, grab his affiliate link, and then he gets a commission off of that each month. But I tell everybody, sign up for Jasper because it's going to help you with your content. It's going to help you with you're not any lack of content. I'm not trying to say that you lack content, but it helps you come up with what to say and how to say it faster. I created an automated system this week for TikTok videos. So all I do is I record a video right here, a minute long, and I upload it to a Google Drive, and it's uploaded to TikTok with the caption and all of that within 24 hours. And so what I have is I have a video editor that grabs it from the the Google Drive. He's in the Philippines and adds the captions. Then I have another gal who I've trained on how to use Jasper. She transcribes the captions with Otter AI, otter.ai. Otter.ai is, I think, my secret weapon that I use for everything, because it's an artificial intelligence transcription software. And it's only $12 a month.
Oh my goodness.
And so look, I have it transcribe every single video that I do. And so then what I'm able to do is my girl in the Philippines copies my transcript into this Jasper recipe called TikTok video captions. And then I have her generate the caption for the social media content. She picks which one she thinks matches this, copies it over to a folder. Then I have somebody else who uploads it to TikTok 3 times a day for me. And so it's a complete automated end-to-end process. It takes.
So you literally just make a video, and the whole rest of it, like all the mechanical nonsense, is just mechanical nonsense.
Yep. Because I have other people doing it. And then I have Steven, he does my landing pages. I write the copy and I manage the ads in the ads manager, and that's about it, because you're managing money. It's similar to like trading stocks very much, because the price can go up and down from one day to the other. One day you're getting $4 leads, the next you're getting $6, the next day you're going to get $2. And it's like, why did that happen? Because the delivery of how they deliver the ads changes. And Facebook is in the business of taking advantage of people and stealing their money.
Right.
Literally, they are.
Yeah.
They literally this morning, I was so pissed this morning. They've never done this before. They literally stole, I believe, $2,000 from Rick. And I had to call him and I said, this has never happened before. Facebook just stole $2,000 from you. I told them to end the ad campaign at 10 in the morning this morning. They decided to spend a day and a half of your spend between midnight and 10 a.m. where you weren't even getting leads. And they've never done that before. So I said, so now we have to end our campaigns the night before, or make sure that we change the budget to like $300 the day before. They're going to spend 3 times that without our permission. It's ridiculous. So, but if you know that, you can go in there and make sure that you're maintaining that. Now, here's the other problem that Facebook has. So when it comes to like running video ads, I literally, the video ads that work the best are you just hold them, you do not horizontal, you do vertical video.
Vertical.
Everything's all about vertical video now for social media content on all the platforms. It's not even worth it to do horizontal video unless it's like long form and it's going on YouTube. And even there, they have shorts now, YouTube shorts. And so you record it, and my TikTok Ads Made Easy course is probably one of the best ones where I go over how to record the video. What's working for TikTok is the best way to do it, but it's essentially a 4-part script that you're going to use for the videos. And I'm gonna pull it up on my screen here. Okay, so in TikTok Ads Made Easy, it's right here. Nope, running the TikTok ad campaign. 4-step script framework right here. An attention-grabbing question that frames the solution and problem in one sentence.
Okay.
Who you are, your qualifications to help them, and one big result that validates your track record, whether it be in your life or somebody else's life that you've helped them with. Which I don't think you have any trouble coming up with something for that when it comes to abundance. A sentence that tells them what you're going to offer them. So that comes directly from your offer page. And then a call to action that tells them click the link, register, and I'll see you on the next page. So my script that I'm using right now is I'm running this event right here this week. That was my cat. And it's helping people like make their first 6 figures with a coaching program. And so I start with, have you ever wondered what it takes to make real money, 6 or 7 figures in your own coaching program? So that's the question that frames the problem and the solution all at the same time. My name is Jeremiah Krakowski. I've been helping coaches, trainers, authors, and mentors for the last 19 years scale their businesses to 7 and 8 figures. And I want to show you how to, in a free 5-day event where I put together everything that you need, start to finish, to build, launch, and scale your own 6 and 7 figure coaching program. So click the link, register now, and I'll see you at the event. And that's the video script that has gotten me the best costs, the best leads, the most qualified people for this. Right here. And so similarly, your script would be based off of some of this language that I sent you.
Yep.
Your video script. Actually, let me turn Otter AI on right now so that it actually transcribes what I'm saying. Look, I can actually talk now and it's going to transcribe while I talk. How easy was that?
Well, I mean, it's mid-journey for voice, right?
Yeah. Obviously, it got your words wrong right there.
This is easy to fix.
When it's done, it actually also recognizes who the speakers are, that there's 2 different people speaking, which is cool. Separates it out. It's really, really cool. Okay. So let me go back to your copy here that I sent
Yeah, that's
you.
super handy as a way to change format. Like you say a bunch of stuff and you want it in writing so that then you can dump it somewhere else and let Jasper do something. I mean,
Exactly.
The leverage on that is huge.
And I use what's called summarize to PAS in Jasper. It's sort of a boss mode. So I'll take a long form transcript and I'll show you an example of this in Otter AI. I'm just going to have it running. It's recording in the background right here. It's a really cool app. They got a lot of executives and stuff. I feel like they're going to be growing and adding more features around this idea of capturing our voice and using it, which is cool. So like this is the lesson from the virtual event playbook course right here. This is the whole training right here, transcribed. You can also export your transcript of all your lessons and give them to people. So for instance, you could probably read this faster than you watch the video.
Yeah, well, that's for sure true for me. I can definitely read faster than any
which
video.
I should go in there and actually add all these transcripts in there because I have them.
Yeah,
right
I
now.
love podcasts that have a transcription because it's like I'm not listening to 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I will happily read for 3.
Right.
Because that's how long it'll take me to read the 40 minutes of yapping.
Yeah. Yep. So we'll take this right here.
Yeah, you transcribe your 180 blog posts or whatever. Like I'd happily sit there and read through them.
All my podcasts.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
like, am I going to really be able to listen to 180 episodes of a podcast? Like, oh my goodness, like that's a big hill.
I should make that. I should see about.
I mean, the reality is you probably got a book in there. Like you get those things transcribed and, then let somebody like filter their way through it. And after 4 or 5 or 6 editing passes, there's probably a book in there with almost no actual writing.
There's probably 30 books in there.
Because that's a lot of words.
Yeah. So with this, what I'll use summarize the above, and it only looks back about 800 words. And so it's going to summarize back about that much. And then I'll go delete like right here. It's about how much it is. And then I'll do that again, summarize the above, and it'll create a summary of the entire transcript by just going back and doing this. Summarize the above. And so you're able to create really like logical summaries. I'll just show you 3 of those lines right there. So that's essentially a summary right there. And then you could literally write this, convert the above to PAS copy, and it'll write some copy for it. Giving good presentations is hard, but you just don't want to, but you don't just want to deliver a sales pitch. Most people are terrified of public speaking and trying to stick with their language.
What's funny is the raw output of this is better than most of the marketing people that work for my company.
Yep. So that was just based off of the summary of a lesson that I was doing. If I was trying to create a lead magnet with that lesson, this is the language that I would probably use on that lesson. And then you could take this and say, okay, generate a list of blog posts, topics based on the above. You could use these for social media content, how to overcome the fear of public speaking, how to deliver value in presentations, how to give feedback. I actually want to train somebody to take all of my content and do this to it.
Yeah, I mean, it just, it's a big hack for generating massive amounts of content, because as soon as
and finding hooks that will resonate with the market, that you can market them to buy your stuff.
Well, and presumably if you take all of your webinars and you convert them to text, and the Q&A in particular, like you're answering fresh questions, and now you've got written content around your question answers. Because I know how it is for me. Sometimes I give really great answers to questions.
Yeah.
Like just in selling, like somebody asks and you're inspired and you say the magic stuff, but it's not captured anywhere, and it's in video, and you're going to sit there and type it all. You're not.
Yep. So here's the thing. So based off of your offer right here, and like that framework of the TikTok video, here's how I would do a video ad is like, have you ever wondered how to generate or actually I would do you feel called by God to do big things, but you're seeing where the economy is headed and it's not looking like that's going to happen anytime soon? So you could start with this and reframe that sentence as a question.
Mm-hmm.
And you could say, my name's Nathan. Is it Nathan Iversen or Nathaneal Iversen?
Nathaniel. I go by Nathaniel.
Nathanial Iversen. And then what would be your like validating story?
I mean, I'm probably gonna say something like, I've been able to invest almost $1 million into my calling in the last year and a half, and I'd love to show you how to do it too.
Perfect. That's how you do it. I'm putting together a free 1-hour masterclass where I'm going to teach you how to create financial stability in this uncertain economy, create the wealth and resources that you need to step into your destiny so that you can finally accomplish all those things that you've been pressing into and praying for years. If that sounds great to you, click the link, register for this. I can't wait to work with you. I can't wait to see you in this masterclass. We'll talk soon. And that becomes your ad script right there. And so now we go back to Otter AI. We pull it up here, what we just said, and I'm gonna send that to you as well. So what I can do is I can mark this right now while it's going live. I'll just mark this as a highlight that I'll want to go back to and edit and email you.
That's a massive cheat code.
Yep. So hopefully, I feel like you probably got a lot out of this. I think we're going to have to do another session here soon while you're building this out, so we can just kind of go over it together.
I think so. I've got, I mean, like there's never a shortage of things to do with getting a new thing off the ground.
Yeah. So, but at least now I think you have like your marching orders. I'll connect you with Steven. You can build out your masterclass. You can record those video ads. And what I do is I just record them vertical on my phone. I import them to Instagram, and Instagram has the auto captions that you can use.
Okay.
So what you do is you take a video, you go to post it as a reel, but then you take the video ad, and then there's under stickers there at the top, like the little stickers button, you see it?
Yep.
You click that, and it says captions, and it auto transcribes captions for you, and then you can download that video and run that as an ad with captions on it. And that takes like 5 minutes to do and add captions. And those are working really well for ads for me and for my mom and for Rick. So then it looks like that on your ad.
Yeah, which is perfect.
Yep. So that's really quick, and you can deploy that. And what I love to do is, now you can try a couple in the studio, record them that way. We found doing them on the phone seems to work really well. And
well, that's great, because like I'm sitting under studio lights right now. Like all I have to do is just use the phone as the camera.
And you could actually use the phone in the studio and maybe walk around, show where you're at right now, do that. The background in an ad makes it interesting if there's stuff in the background. So like
We have things.
Yeah, that's great. But like there's movement while you're holding it. You're not sitting in one place.
I see.
So you're like getting up and walking around a little bit. People seem to be more engaged with video ads where you move around than if you're stationary.
Okay, that's interesting because I noticed the dean is always walking around outside.
Those ads convert better. The ad cost goes down. And if you're outside, we've noticed outdoors works really well too. For me, I just walk around my neighborhood and record me saying the same script 6 to 10 times, and then I run those as the ads and see how they work.
It's a lot of work, but there's a part of you that feels like it's supposed to be harder.
No.
Like,
it's not supposed to be harder.
I know, I get it.
It actually is
get
easy.
It. But I will tell you, like, this business model is so efficient compared to the Silicon Valley software model that I have made my career in. It's ludicrous. Like the conversion rates that you have, our corporate marketing can't possibly match.
Well, it's kind of like trading penny stocks, though. You get capped at a certain level, right? The low end conversion rates are very high. Once you reach a certain level, it becomes more of that same grind to make that. It's just harder to turn more money. It's easier to turn a lot of money into more money, but it's also a lot slower to turn it that way. So, yeah. But one person, as even a solopreneur or a few team members, can generate a few $1 million in capital with this model if they feel comfortable in front of a camera and can record themselves.
Check. Like
you're
definitely have
qualified.
that.
So I'm excited to help you kind of get to those next levels.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna get busy and start to do some.
And you can always hop on any of the weekly live calls I do.
And I'm sure
ask a quick question. You can just ask a quick question, be like, hey, got a quick question. And then hop off. That way you don't have to schedule another whole hour if it's just like or post in the group in there too, or send me an email. The people that work with me one-on-one, you can just send me an email and ask if it's quick.
Okay, perfect.
Right.
That'll be good. Send me Steven's stuff. I'll get him spooled up and figure out how to get my stuff shifted over there, and we'll just figure this thing out one bit of I have never done this before at a time.
Yeah, but this is the hard part.
Oh, well, that's the easy part for me.
Yeah, you've already done the hard part.
All right.
This part is actually the easier part.
Oh yeah, because my course looks great, man.
Yeah,
like it's all professionally lit. It's in 4K video. Like it's nice.
Go get a pro photo shoot done.
Okay.
So you'll definitely want to get a photo shoot done with a few outfits and a few backdrops to use in your marketing.
Okay.
And you could either have somebody do it in your studio, stuff like that. I work with a membership where I pay $120 a month and get a photo shoot every month. It's a group photo shoot membership. And where are you located?
Santa Rosa, California.
Yeah, they're not in California, but I'm sure you might be able to find one in California. It's like a group photo shoot for influencers, social media, stuff like that. And so they'll be like 5 or 10 people there, and they'll just go in a rotation and take photos with you at different locations.
There's so many creative
these photographers, they're making $1,000 a day off of doing these group photo shoots. So it's like,
which is nuts for them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's so much money for a photographer.
Yeah. So it's great.
There's so many just amazing business models out there right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the interesting is if you want to make $1 billion, like Silicon Valley is an interesting way to do it, right? You've got to have all the right game and connections to make that happen, but it's a good way to do that.
Yeah.
So few people need $1 billion.
Yeah.
Like for most people, 300 grand would transform their life for freaking forever.
Right. It's true.
It's
definitely true.
Because I can accomplish and salt in everything I want to do with this production ministry for 100 grand.
Yeah. Wow.
Like it's permanently protected for forever. If there's 100 grand coming in, you know, that I can just right away on equipment and, you know, whatever else, and I don't have to care. It's more than successful. Like if that's
awesome.
all I got out of this, Jeremiah, which I hope to get more, but if that's all I got, it would be fine.
Yeah,
It'd be
yeah.
just fine.
That's awesome. I also need to connect you with a guy named Steve Brown. Do you know who Steve Brown is?
I used to know a guy named Steve Brown, but I'm sure it's not the Steve Brown that you're thinking of. So,
Well,
I
is,
have known
is he
several
in
of them.
production and music and worship?
no.
Yeah, so he does a lot of like events and stuff. He did all the Bethel and Jesus culture stuff for years.
Oh, okay.
And he's also immersed in this world of marketing and stuff like that. But he focuses more on like the production side of things. He'd be a good one. I'll just connect you over email just to connect with.
Yeah, I mean, I've thought it, you know, I don't think
He tries to find like local teams and people that have equipment in different cities too. So,
well, that's useful because like I know which part I have, and like I haven't bought like super high end lights because I'm expecting to find the Nathaneal that is the lighting person. Like, who's the guy that spent 300 grand on lighting in the last 5 years
yeah.
for the kingdom, and it's just looking for somebody with the PA equipment, right? It's like, you know, so. You know, that kind of networking is super useful. I met a guy that has a big video wall, Christian guy that has a video wall, and it's like, hey, I got a stage, you got a video wall, we can do something.
And so what do you have specifically? I can put this in this email.
I have a stage line SL100. He'll know what that is. And PA equipment good for 3,000 people. I mean, I can give him more details, but that'll be good enough. He'll know that I have pro equipment just by saying that. Not
in,
stuff.
in what city?
Santa Rosa, California. He'll know at that point that I don't have a bunch of Guitar Center gear.
Yeah.
Production equipment's easy. Like once you play with the real pro stuff, you have to have things like forklifts and stuff. Like I have a pallet jack now. Like why does a high tech guy have a pallet jack? Well, because my speakers, the small ones are 265 pounds.
Yeah.
It's silly. You realize you get paid to actually just haul stuff around.
Yeah, right.
You do the sound for fun, but you get paid to haul stuff around.
Well, I'll say that you'll be a good one for the Rolodex and to connect with, and vice versa.
Cool. Yeah. Sometime after this abundance stuff is kind of going, like there's probably some courses that I can make even for the, you know, the Army of Light side of things on production. Like I've got things to say there.
I think you'll make more money with the abundance training.
I do too. And that's why like I've got things to say, but I think I want to say them later.
Yep. Awesome. Well, cool. I'll connect you with I connect you with Steve Brown. I'll connect you with Stephen Robbins. I'll send you that video script, and then we'll go from there. Just make a note of like the specific areas when we meet next that we want to work on and go over.
I will do that.
We can really capitalize on this time together really well, which is cool.
Yeah. This is as always, you massively delivered, dude. Love it.
Perfect. All right. You have a good one. Feel free to reach out. Talk soon.
Thanks. Have a great